Outbreak, Day 8. Shriver Air Force Base, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Damon stomped his feet and heckled the nearest zombies. He wanted to lure all of the creatures in the immediate vicinity to the barrier in front of him. The creep of panic brought on by his claustrophobia was brewing internally. Even in the pitch black, he could sense the 12-foot chain link topped with coiled razor wire pressing in on him. Since childhood, he had had a profound fear of enclosed spaces and fought like a wolverine when cornered. More than one former schoolyard bully could attest to that. If another human had been present, the flash of steel would have been lost on them. Damon was lightning quick. The largest of the walkers wavered and then folded sideways, crumpling in a heap. 10 inches of pointed tent stake to the eye made sure the corpse would stay down for good. The sharpened steel was the only weapon Damon could scrounge up and would have to do until he found something more lethal. The sudden burst of movement drew the walking corpses nearer. They clambered over their brother's unmoving body to get to the living. Cold, white fingers probed the honeycomb-shaped openings as their combined weight pressed the fence inward. "Come and get me," Damon chided the ghouls in a sing-song voice, barely audible over the shuffling of their lifeless feet. Gaunt faces pressed closer, bringing their stench with them. Their demonic guttural moaning commenced. The man in black was afraid of neither the walkers nor what one bite could do to him. He had been dead inside since the day he was discarded, like so much trash, in the dumpster behind the community hospital where his biological mom spit him out. A small helping of patience was all it took. One by one, the foul-smelling abominations moved up a space in line. Curiosity didn't motivate them. It was their unstoppable desire to consume his flesh. He lured them near until all but one lay in a heap, victims of the tent stake. An old saying that he once heard popped into his head. An eye for an eye leaves a room full of blind men. This whole apocalypse thing was to his liking. He tolerated very few people and loved no one, now that the lady that adopted him, the one that actually deserved to be called Mom, was gone. Damon raked the cold steel back and forth across the chain links. The ensuing tink, tink, tink failed to get the remaining zombies' attention. It was a very old specimen, gnarled and hunched over. It had probably been prisoner in an assisted living facility, lonely and waiting to die, before being infected and mercifully released to join the hungry ranks of the walking dead. The man in black watched the monster pan its shriveled head back and forth like a ravenous lion, smelling the air for prey. Damon scaled the first few feet of fence, and when he was within arm's reach of the coiled razor wire, he tugged the burlap potato sacks free from where they had been hanging like a tail, jammed between the small of his back and his wide leather belt. He had liberated the sacks from behind the 24-hour mess tent where some anal individual had left them neatly stacked amongst a myriad of other recyclables. Old habits die hard. Who the hell do they think they are saving the planet for now, he mused. Hanging on perilously with one hand grasping the rusted fence, Damon lofted the first of the sacks over his head and steered it, as gravity pulled it down, to the spot where he wanted it to land. From his high perch, he witnessed the elderly zombie stagger 20 feet to the south and perform another sniff test on the air. Damon had a feeling that its other senses were compromised. Did somebody forget their contacts on Judgment Day? He quietly snickered.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.